Welcome along, Chelsea fans, to No Waffle Videos. This is the 5-minute match review. Crystal Palace 1, Chelsea 3. A chalk and cheese performance, you have to say, from Mauricio Pochettino's men. Having witnessed what they did against Aston Villa in such a good performance, to what they did in that first half tonight against Crystal Palace, going in at half-time 1-0 down, it wasn't great at all. It was chalk and cheese, if you ask me. And I said before the game on Twitter that this is probably arguably the biggest game of the season for us so far, because the critics will be waiting for Chelsea to choke after a good performance, because that's what it's been like for Chelsea. Stop, start. And let's be honest, when it comes to facing teams that sit defensive, narrow, in their narrow shape, we always struggle. We struggled in that first half big time. We were passing side to side and backwards more often than not. We just couldn't find openings, and when we did, we played the wrong ball, or we were just being crowded out. And we were pretty toothless up front, you have to say, with Dean Henderson in the Palace goal not really busy at all. Conceded a goal by losing it on the edge of the box, and Lerma, to be fair, hit the goal of his life, I should say, from 20 yards, right into the roof of the net with the keeper beaten. He's taken some criticism for his position, but I just think the keeper had no chance. Palace went in 1-0 up to the good, and Chelsea was struggling. The Chelsea team had one change in it from the game against Aston Villa. Badiashile was out injured and Thiago Silva came in. Other than that, the team was identical to the Villa game. And a lot of people will probably talk about the first half, like I am. But what you need to remember is Aston Villa play front foot football. That's why there were open spaces for Chelsea to exploit. Against Crystal Palace, they have a defensive formation. They play for counter-attacks and set pieces, and they defend in groups narrow. So Chelsea really struggled and kept the ball moving wide and backwards, but we couldn't find that breakthrough. Anyway, half-time, then Nkunku comes on. He comes on for Noni Madueke, who has to be disappointed with his performance tonight. He was pretty much toothless, you have to say. When he did beat his defender, he took an extra touch, and had to go backwards rather than get the ball in the box. Disappointing from him, he went off and Nkunku come on with a change to formation which looked like a 4-4-2. Conor Gallagher went out to the left-hand side to just float around the area, and on the right-hand side we had Cole Palmer with Nkunku up with Nicholas Jackson, Caicedo and Enzo in the middle of midfield. And we got a breakthrough. Great move down the right-hand side. Gusto picks his head up, I should say, looks for the penalty spot, plays the ball back to Conor Gallagher, who volleys it into the net with the goalkeeper giving no chance. After about 5-7 minutes of the second half, Chelsea were back on terms 1-1, and you expect them to go and kick on in the game. But for one reason or another, we didn't do that, because people were greedy, Cole Palmer in particular, whereas they could lift their head up and play a pass, want to get on the score sheet time and time again, but he learnt his lesson late on. More of that in just a minute. Or we played the wrong ball. We got in good positions and our crossing was bad, or we just couldn't pick players out, or players in the box weren't moving quick enough to the ball. And Chelsea looked as they were really struggling to break down Crystal Palace, who were being resolute and a threat up front when they got their ball on a counter-attack. But Chelsea managed to just grow more into the game. Other changes were made with Raheem Sterling coming on and Levi Colwill for the injured Thiago Silva, which was a worry. Sterling came on and Jackson went off. And it was Sterling on the left, it was Nkunku through the middle and Cole Palmer on the right. Another formation change from the manager. We started off a 4-2-3-1, we went to a 4-4-2, and we finished on a 4-3-3, and it worked. Chelsea got the ball down the right-hand side with Cole Palmer. This time, the greedy boy actually stepped into the penalty box on that right-hand side, looked up, spotted Conor Gallagher on the edge of the box and played a great ball into him, and Gallagher fired the ball home, bottom corner, with about 6-7 minutes left of normal time to make it 2-1 Chelsea. Crystal Palace defended for their lives and played well defensively, you have to say, but they then pushed forward, chasing the equaliser from a set piece. Chelsea broke away from that set piece again with Conor Gallagher down the right-hand side. He had Nkunku through the middle or the on-rushing box-to-box Enzo Fernandez, and he played the ball to Fernandez's run. And he's just towards the outside of the 6-yard box, left corner of it, and he goes to strike it with his left foot, feints, turns back onto his right foot and puts the defender on his backside. The goalkeeper and defender was sort of hesitating, and Enzo just looks up and just blasts it into the top corner to make it 3-1. Chelsea need to get consistency. We need to understand how we can play against teams in a low block, playing narrow, because we struggle time and time again. There'll be a lot of comment about chalk and cheese, like I'm saying, from Villa to this game, but two different teams with two different tactical formations and the way they play. Just remember that before we go too gung-ho on that first half. The most important thing is we ground out a great performance in the second half and a good win, a good 3 points. We're 2 points behind Newcastle now, and we've got Man City on the weekend. Let me know what you think of the video and the game in the comments section below. Thank you so much for watching. Drop a like on it. Have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.